Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Modern Mystic Radio Show. My name is Sarah. I'm your host. I will be taking 2 callers today. So I'm looking forward to doing some Christmas reading. So Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, what I wanted to talk about is really the focus going into 2019. So we've had Christmas Day, and now is a great time to get thinking about what we want to move into. So 2018 has been about spiritual illumination, being a number 11 master number year, as well as a really big soulmate and twin flame year. And I've had a lot of inquiries and clients going through soulmate and twin flame situations galore, seeing them sort of fall apart and get back together again, new ones coming in, old ones from 20 odd years ago coming back in as well. So just because you may not have been part of that doesn't mean that you're not going to meet your soulmate or twin flame. That could very well come into next year, because although we've been looking at soulmates and twin flames and also spiritual illumination, what we have also been doing is focusing on other people's needs and working on partnerships and things like that. So as we go into 2019, we're going into a number 3 year, which is all about our personal happiness and bringing the focus back onto us. So maybe giving all our energy this year to other people. Next year, we'll actually be giving some of that energy back to ourselves. So now is a great time to prepare for that. Okay, so what I want to talk about really is manifesting and the law of attraction. So we've got a few days to go before we hit the new year. What is it that you would like 2019 to bring to you? Because we're looking at, our own personal happiness, it's a great time to take that leap of faith. So perhaps you're not in the right job. You're wondering, are you going to meet somebody? What is the next step for you? Okay, so this is what I want you to all sort of like look at and focus upon, and think about actually where you're going in life next year. It is also a great time for new beginnings all round as well. So if you've got a new venture, new house move, new life starting, whatever it is, it's going to be a great year. So let's go into different ways of manifesting that. Now, I have used cosmic ordering before, so I don't know whether you ever heard of that. It's a way in which you write down your intentions as though you are placing an order, if you like, from the universe. Now, there's some certain things to remember with this technique, and it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be wordy, but really what you're doing is setting your intention. So you want to make it as clear as possible. Now, I'm going to just really talk about my first experience with cosmic ordering, because I've studied the law of attraction for about 15 years now. And I've tried various techniques, some of which have worked, some of which have not. So I'm really going to go into those methods that have worked for me and share those as my gift to you for today. So let's go into cosmic ordering. So what you want to do is focus on what it is that you want to manifest. And I'm going to give you an example to give you a really good idea of this. So when I first started using cosmic ordering, I used a book about cosmic ordering by a guy called Stephen Richards. And I found his technique really, really effective. And what I did, because at the time I was looking for a new job, I wasn't happy in what I was doing. In fact, I was bored senseless. And I just wanted something more challenging. And because I was already applying for jobs, I thought, well, I'll try the cosmic ordering, but I don't want it just to be a coincidence. I knew that I was applying for things. So chances are I might actually get something come through. So what I did is actually throw in some really random elements into my cosmic order. So for me, I wanted a new job. I stated the salary. I stated the location. I wanted it to be close enough to my home that I could drop my daughter off at school and still be early for work. And I also, as a random thing, just to test out cosmic ordering, I stated that I would like to be promoted within the first week of working there. Okay, so that's quite a bit for the universe to get its teeth into. And I did get offered a new job. The way in which it kind of happened was pretty unbelievable. I went for the interview, and for this particular job, you have to sit a test, and it was quite a difficult test. It was all these different types of mathematical calculations, because it was an energy management company that I was going for the interview with. And so I sat down and I tried to do this test, and it really didn't have any idea. And to cut a long story short, I failed every single question on that test. However, I was offered that job, okay, which I started. And I started on the Monday, and by the Friday, I was offered a promotion. So I had everything. And it was within the distance, everything, the salary was just, it's down to the very letter. So I got absolutely everything that I wanted within the order. And I do believe that sometimes putting in some really specific things can actually make that even more powerful, especially if there are things that can't be made, can't be generic. I could have applied for any job and had my cosmic ordering really sort of a bog standard bare minimum. Why go bare minimum when you can actually go to everything that you want, which is what I've done. So I had that as my first ever example. I have used the same technique in later positions as well, and got exactly what I wanted with that one as well. So I left one job, did a cosmic order to find another position, and I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted a Costa coffee on site. I wanted a staff canteen on site. I wanted it to be local. I specified the salary yet again, and I wanted every Friday off. Now, I got all of that, except for the every Friday was every other Friday. So I took that as a good compromise from the universe, but it is all possible. So really, when you're writing down your intention, you're addressing the cosmos. So you would say, "Dear cosmos, I am asking for," and you detail what it is, and you try and put in a time frame as well, and you also give your appreciation. Okay, so that's one technique that you can use to employ perhaps something quite specific or one thing that you're trying to bring in. Now, there are different methods that you can use. Another thing that I have done in the past as well that I found to work is writing a letter from my future self to my present self, dating it a year ahead. So I will be writing a letter. I was going to do it today. I'll be writing a letter dated the 25th of December 2019, and I'll be telling myself everything that's happened, everything that I'm doing. And I've done this before, and several months afterwards, maybe even a year or so afterwards, come across the exact same letter, forgotten about it totally. And this is the thing with cosmic ordering, is that you have got to try and, I've lost my train of thought now, bear with me. So when we're doing the cosmic ordering, trying to be as specific as you can, but also letting it go. So sometimes we can block our own intentions and manifesting by wanting the outcome a little bit too much. So you do need to be, if you can put it away and forget about it, like I have done with the future self letter. When I've come back to that, I've found that everything that I've put in this letter, and I have to laugh because my letter was involving winning the lottery. Now, I didn't win the lottery. However, everything that I detailed within that actually did come about, except for the lottery win thing. So I was doing everything that I was detailing in that letter to myself. And finally, before I go on to my first reading, I want to talk about my 7-step process. Now, again, this is going to be my gift to you. This is a great way of manifesting. It incorporates so many different things within a very short sort of like meditation. So you've got like 7 instructions to follow, basically. So you're looking at connecting to the universe. You're looking at being, showing gratitude. You are looking at forgiveness. And then you are focusing on your further future. Then you're focusing on your nearer future. So if you would like me to send that to you, completely free of charge as my present to you for this year, because I want everybody to get manifesting, please do drop me an email or contact me on my Facebook page. So my email address is sarah@modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can do that through Facebook under Mystic Sarah and Modern Mystic. So please feel free to contact me and I'll get that out to you ASAP. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for my first caller to come through. Do we have them? Hopefully we do. Okay, so they are coming in a second. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more about next year and what you can start to look at manifesting for yourself. So if it is the case that you would like to reinvent your life, and that is going to be a really positive, really, really good aspect to focus on, because we're bringing our attention back to ourselves. So what is it that you would like to change about yourself and your life? So give that some thought. Okay, so maybe you are fed up of being taken for granted. Maybe you are fed up of not getting what you would like, out of life, or what you would like from relationships, whether they are personal relationships, romantic relationships, family relationships, or whether they're in fact work relationships. So having a look at those areas in your life that you feel you need to actually shift yourself forwards. Okay, so we are looking at a really, really powerful time. So let's just see if we have our caller. Not yet. Okay, so just bear with me while we get our first caller. If you would like to be in for a reading, then just call in and hopefully we can do a quick free reading. Okay, now, if you do like free readings, I just want to point out that I do have a free psychic session roughly once a week. So that's normally on a Sunday, but I probably will do one tomorrow. So that's going to be, I haven't worked out the time yet, but that'll probably be UK time around 5 p.m. So if you want to get involved with that, that's going to be a Facebook live session. You can you can join on my Facebook page, which is Mystic Sarah. So that's where I'll be doing my Facebook live session. And it's worth joining it because I do them on a regular basis. So if you don't get your question looked at, fear not, there'll always be many, many opportunities. Okay, so what am I working with today? I have my tarot cards. I also have my side cards. I have my past life cards. And I also have with me my spirit message cards. Now, I do believe we have our first caller, and this is Amy in Taunton, Massachusetts. Amy, can you hear me?
I can. Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Merry Christmas to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Merry Christmas. I am. Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. What would you like me to look at for you today?
My relationship.
Okay. Right. So let's just have a look and see what we have for you. Right. So as I'm sort of tuning into your relationship, I I feel like there's different aspects coming in around this. The first message that I was getting from my guides is that this relationship needs it's like it needs to be tuned, if that makes sense. It feels like it needs a little bit of work. It feels like it's not quite balanced and not quite flowing as you would like it to. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I think the more important thing that I want to really highlight with this relationship is that I feel like the challenges that you're experiencing, the sort of dynamics that you are having trouble with, are a little bit, it's almost like a little bit deeper than you realize, because what I'm also being shown with this is it's like a bit of a soul journey between you and your partner, you know. So there's a feeling that you've definitely been brought into each other's lives for a reason. There's a lot of growth with this relationship as well. And I feel with it, it's, despite the fact that it's challenging, I just feel like it's worth sticking with it. Does that make sense? Because I do feel that you are absolutely meant to be together, and also I feel that you can both be really happy. You can make each other really, really happy. I feel like there are deeper meanings to your relationship, and I feel that if you can kind of get to the core of that, and it's like it needs ironing out totally. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, what I'm being drawn towards, so I keep on getting like communication, like you're talking to a brick wall when you're talking to your partner. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of difficult to understand. He has kind of a wall a little bit, and it's kind of hard for me to express myself because I don't want him to be kind of not weird, not like, I don't know, kind of scared off. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're kind of caught within the difficulty of like, I think certain things you assume he should already know. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
but he seems to, I kind of feel here that we have the issue of assumption that he should kind of understand where you are or understand how you feel. And I feel that sometimes he's got like these blinkers, if that makes sense. So he doesn't quite see things from your point of view. And I do feel that when you go to approach him with that, I feel that he takes that as a criticism. Does that make sense? And then I feel that we get this bigger barrier kind of coming up. And this is what I feel needs to be ironed out and cleared up, because I feel that actually when things are going quite well between the two of you, your relationship is really, it sparks. Does that make sense? It's got a really, really lovely energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when things are like, when we have good times, it makes me feel like this really will work. And something in me makes me feel like I need to keep working on it, because I feel like he definitely is someone who I would like to spend my life with.
Absolutely. And, I do feel that he reciprocates that. I feel that he wants that. He also wants that with you. Does that make sense? So, but I feel
kind of, because I don't really know. I don't really know how he feels, to be honest.
Well, he's kind of got this. He does, but he also has this other persona. And I feel it's like he's got to kind of, it's like he's got to project an image of being the one in control or being the one in charge here. And he's not allowing the relationship to flow. So he's creating these issues. Does that make sense? Because I feel that if he was a little bit more flexible, there's a couple of things that he needs to start looking at. Is number one, that a relationship is about two people. It's not about one. And I feel that sometimes he forgets that It's all about,
yes,
what makes him happy, and not necessarily, he's kind of going at it with the sense that he thinks that you'll just bob along and you'll want the same things that he wants. Okay.
Right.
And life isn't like that.
Nope.
And relationships.
He just got out of a pretty messy divorce about a year ago. So I've been kind of letting him, heal from that and giving him his time and not trying to crowd him or rush into anything. I mean, it's been about 9 months. So it's been it's a pretty new relationship, but we've come a long way and we've done a lot together, and, he makes me more happy than I've ever been with anybody. So in that amount of time.
I mean, like I said, I feel that you were brought into each other's lives for a very specific reason. And I feel that it's almost like you're very in tune with each other. I feel that you totally understand where he's coming from. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
You understand his
Absolutely,
fears.
yeah.
You understand his anxieties. But saying that, I still feel that he still needs to step into the relationship fully. That's what I'm kind of getting here with him. It's like he's kind of got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So he's trying to keep himself. This is all about keeping himself on a really, really level footing. Okay, so it's not about you. It's not about the relationship. This is about him feeling like he doesn't know. He doesn't quite trust himself with relationships because of his previous relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, his ex-wife really was not a good person, and she really kind of took him for granted, and I feel like he might, be afraid of that.
I feel with him, it's almost like I get the best intentions. I feel like he's worried about giving too much in a relationship and allowing himself to be too open. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that one of the things that he's yet to learn, and he is with the right person for this learning activity, is that it is okay to give 100%, providing you're giving that to the right person. That's the lesson that he's got to learn. And, he has within you found that right person. But what I feel is that he hasn't got the courage to do it yet.
Right. And that's why I've been really trying to accept it and understand him, because I understand how he feels in a lot of ways. But it's a little hard for me when I feel so strongly and I want to tell him that, but I can't because I'm afraid. I don't want him to, back off or get scared off or whatever however you want to say it. I'm not sure, but I think he knows. But I just think that he and I both want to take our time with it, and I'm okay with that as long as I feel like it will go somewhere.
What I feel here with this is because I kind of, when I'm tuning into him, I feel this vulnerability with him. And it's almost like I feel like he's making mistakes by it feels like he's deliberately not throwing himself into the relationship or rushing in because he doesn't want it to go wrong. Does that make sense?
And I understand.
I feel like he's looking at things completely back to front, because he's giving you in a roundabout way, the wrong impression. I feel that
it is. That's why I'm coming. I don't know how he feels.
Well, I mean, what I'm being shown here, and I keep on getting the month of March around this, is the opportunity to to have a really open discussion. And what I'm also being told here is that I get him leading this. You know, I feel that he does, there's a huge potential within this relationship. I feel that he does genuinely want to be with you. But I feel that he's afraid of getting it wrong. You know, he doesn't quite trust himself at the moment. And I feel that when we get to March, we get some of these feelings coming out, some of these things being expressed. And what I feel here is there is this great opportunity for you to, it's almost like come up with the idea that, you know, regardless of what you feel, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, that you are able to express that with each other. I feel like he needs to be in a relationship with somebody that he can learn to trust.
Right.
Okay.
And I feel like with me, you know, we both, you know, we're both very loyal people. And I mean, obviously he needs to learn that about me, but I do know myself. And, you know, I am very loyal and committing, and, you know, we've both been hurt. So we, you know, we kind of we understand where we both come from in some aspects of it, I guess.
And, you know, what I will say here is, you know, because you've both got that sort of trust thing to build, you know, I feel that you are with the perfect person in each other to be able to do that. And like I said, you know, you have been brought together by the universe, if you like, for that reason. Now, I am going to have to leave it there. I do hope that has helped.
Yes, very much. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's it. I'm going to have to wrap up the show. It's been wonderful. Really enjoyed doing your readings. And if you would like that law of attraction meditation, please do get in contact with me through my website or through my Facebook page. I do hope you have a wonderful rest of Christmas Day, and you have also a wonderful New Year coming up as well. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.